I have no idea what to talk about on this episode. I struggled all morning trying to pull stories and, just trying to get things in front of us that I'm like, yo, can we talk about this? Nah, it's too draining. Can we talk about this? Nah, it'll make one side mad and the other side happy and vice versa. It's like...
It's been a slow... pop culture this week, you know what I mean?
That is the perfect way to
stuff that we like to
this.
typically talk about, whether that's music or sports or what's going on, even locally with events and stuff. It's just it's been slow. It's not just, and it's like this time of year is actually always slow because we're right at the point.
Yeah, we're winding down.
Yeah, we're winding down. Like basketball's over, football hasn't technically started yet. Baseball's kind of like, because sports drives a lot of just media in general, and there just isn't a whole lot. That's why you see like a lot of the sports anchors and all that stuff, they typically like all go on vacation like around this time because there's just not a whole lot going
Athletes getting married.
Right, yeah. So I mean,
you know what I mean? Like this is like the time where it's like, yo, if you're gonna do it,
go on vacation. This is
when to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, other than football, baseball players, but like I said, it's just there's just not a whole lot going on. Like you said, like stuff that is in the news is stuff that we try to stay away from because it just creates controversy on one side or the other, and we're not here for that. We're here to create other types of controversy. I can do that on my own. I don't need politics.
You just need Twitter.
I don't need.
You just need Twitter. That's all you need, bro.
I don't need anything off of any news source to put my foot in my mouth. I could do that on my own. So. This is going to be a struggle today, but we do got some cool stuff because you actually got to sit down with Kevin Gates a little while ago. We have yet to actually put that out there to the people. So kind of what you were talking about with everything that's been going on. Maybe we just kind of jump into it. There's been a lot of talk more so about mental health and people's struggles with that and how to cope with it and the stigma of actually talking about it, that in some way makes you less of a person or whatnot. And Kevin Gates had some really good things to say about it. So we're going to get to that at some point in the interview. But yeah, man, like what was your thoughts about everything? I mean, obviously, like you said, Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man, Tom Holland, the guy that plays Spider-Man.
Zendaya's boyfriend.
Yes, also. Zendaya's boyfriend. Oakland native, by the way.
Yeah.
Zendaya.
No,
not Tom Holland.
I was like,
Yeah, Tom Holland, he doesn't have an Oakland accent.
Nah.
So.
But he is from North London. He's a Tottenham Spurs fan, which is my soccer team. So big shout out to all my Spurs fans out there.
Yeah, he is taking a break from Instagram for
social media in general.
Yeah, social media in general.
Yeah.
He went on his Instagram the other day and said that he goes down these rabbit holes of reading like things that are written about him and stuff and what people think and he was just like, yo, enough is enough.
Right.
Like, yo, I don't want to go on Instagram. I don't want to go on Twitter. I don't want to go down these rabbit holes no more because it's bad for my mental health, which I agree.
Yeah. It's got to be
tough. I really
tough.
agree.
I mean, I don't get a whole lot of interactions except outside of, like when I post something or whatnot, people comment or whatever. But, for the most part, most comments are always, encouraging because they're friends, people we know. But I can't imagine what it would be like to be that level of a celebrity where everything you do, every move you make is scrutinized, is commented on. People have something to say about everything. And like, and you always hear interviews with celebrities just say, I don't pay attention to it. But in this day and age, when there's so much content and stuff out there,
how do you not?
Like, you can accidentally like bump into something and see something that, negatively impacts you. And, like I said, there's nothing wrong with admitting that, that you have feelings or emotions or things that affect you. You know what I mean? Like, it could be somebody you have no idea. Like, say you're Tom Holland, you read a comment or whatever. One of the things they always say is like, "Oh, Zendaya is so much taller than you." Like, how, like, you know what I mean? But like, they clearly don't give a fuck, which is great.
People have too much time on their hands.
So that's what I'm saying. But like, you could be looking at Zendaya's picture, it's commenting on your girlfriend's, not even on your own shit. And somebody says something about like, how can you know what I mean? Like, how can that's what I'm saying. There's so much stuff out there. How can you avoid it? It's tough in this day and age. I don't know how celebrities deal with it. And maybe a lot of them do, try to avoid it at all costs, but there's just no way to avoid everything. You know what I mean?
Well, there is one way.
Well, not have social media.
Just shut it off.
Right.
Throw the phone out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it.
you see a lot of times, you see celebrities or people on social media, saying that they just did a cleanse or social media cleanse and they're coming back from it and whatever. And like I said, I totally get it, man, because it's got to be completely overwhelming in terms of, how much shit that they have to deal with and all of the stuff that they have to read about, whether positive or negative. And that's the thing. It's like, to compare it to like a Vegas thing, since we're in Vegas, I talked to this like sports gambler like long time ago, and we were at the one of the sports books at one of the casinos. This is before I lived out here, and he was talking to me about like how he's been a professional gambler for like 20 plus years, and he was telling me like how he goes about his strategy, and he's like, I'm gonna tell you this though, kid. And he said kid, which was funny. He's like, I'm gonna tell you this, kid. He was like, he was like, you always remember the losses, not the wins. And it's kind of like in social media, like you could read a million positive things. It would be like, oh, you did great in this role, or you're so beautiful, etc. But you read that one hater who says something negatively, and that's the thing. Off. And that's the thing that sticks with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like, like I said, I don't know how people avoid it other than just completely removing themselves with, from social media, which is, what Tom Holland is doing, which is commendable. And the fact that, he has this platform and he has so many young people.
Tens of millions. I want to say it's like 60 million followers.
He has a shit ton of followers. I mean, he's Spider-Man. He's got to have a fucking shit ton of followers. He's Spider-Man.
What if he didn't, though?
Nah, he's Spider-Man, bro. He's Spider-Man. Come on, man. Maybe like Mark Ruffalo, Hulk or something doesn't have a whole lot of followers, but
I fuck with the Hulk, though.
I fuck with all of the Marvel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but anyways.
Hey, I would want the Hulk behind me before Spider-Man.
See, we can get into that. That's a whole other conversation. That's a whole.
All right, we're gonna protect our mental health.
That's a whole other
on that argument right there.
We could talk comic books, but yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where he has so many young people that look up to him, and there's so many young people that are on social media these days, which is very dangerous in itself, because I think a lot of times parents don't, especially the older generation who aren't on social media outside of Facebook. Mm-hmm. Everybody's aunties and all that are on Facebook, but they're not on, the TikToks and the Instagrams where the young people are consuming all of this information. And for him to have that platform and to be able to speak about it so freely and tell people that, hey, it's okay if you're struggling with your mental health. It's okay if you have bad days. It's okay if you don't know where to turn. And the whole thing about him taking a break was also to, raise money for charities. And he's putting a lot of money into, programs that do help and promote, positive mental health, which I think is great. You know what I mean? Like I said, they have to start treating mental health issues as a true health issue. It
is a true health issue.
Right.
We have to normalize it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And it's still not there yet. There's been a lot of progress that has been made in the last few years, but it's still something that is very, very new. You know what I mean? Before, years ago, if you said, you weren't feeling, they just medicate you, and self-medication we know doesn't, solve the long-term issues, but
definitely doesn't.
You know what I mean? It's something I think that everybody should take inventory of, in terms of, kind of where you're feeling and how you're feeling about things. I mean, we're all human. We all have good days. We all have bad days. We all have, moments in life where things are going more positively than others. So again, I think it's important that people, talk about this stuff, and, you know what I mean? Like you see online, like, we've always talked about, like, we're trying to normalize giving people their flowers while they're still here to enjoy them. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with like your friends. You know what I mean? Like guys, like it's you would never tell your friends like I love you or this and that. Like, man, if that's your friend, and you know what I mean? Like say that stuff. You know what I mean? So, talk about it. Be expressive.
I think I've said that a couple of times to a couple of our friends, and they've said, "Hey, shut your ass up."
See, well, hey, that's fine. You know what I mean? They're not.
But at least you said it.
Yeah, you mean like you said, you got to do it though. I mean, like. And I think COVID really changed things.
COVID definitely.
I think COVID really changed things in terms of people like being more expressive with their feelings, and telling their friends, love you, like be safe, stuff like that. Because that time was just so. We were just so uncertain of what was going on.
Everybody was vulnerable as well.
Everybody was.
Everybody. It didn't matter how healthy you were, 100%. How rich you were. It didn't matter what you owned. Didn't matter what your status was. None of that mattered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody was vulnerable. So that was where it's like, You know, I mean, just because like, you know, that person had like $1 million in the bank, like, you know, and, you know, you spoke to them every day, like, yo, after COVID, yo, you just don't know.
It don't mean nothing. Yeah.
The healthiest guy. I remember seeing some like, you know, some Instagram posts. Like it was like this fitness trainer that worked out every day, caught the virus.
Yeah. And that was it.
That's how vulnerable, you know, we were, you know?
Right. So, I mean, I think that time really changed things, at least for me personally. And I think I've seen it in other people, a lot of my friends too. Like we've normalized that to the point, you know what I mean? Like I see friends or I'll say goodbye to friends. Like I tell them I love them. Like that's it. Like, you know what I mean? And again, it all goes back to just, you know, not being able to or feel comfortable like expressing yourself, or you don't have to subscribe to any specific, you know, type of thing. You know, like if you're a guy, there's no, oh, I'm too macho for this or that, man. Like we're all human beings at the end of the day. Our feelings are real, emotions are real, and the better that you can express yourself, whether you're feeling good or bad, it can only, you know, do more positive things for you. So again, I think it's dope that Tom Holland is using his platform to take this break away from social media. And I think everybody should do it every once in a while. You know what I mean?
I've been thinking about it.
You would never.
You know, I've tried.
You can't. It's part of your business.
It's a part of my business. I've tried. It's very, very tough.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
I did it for Lent one year.
How was that? You went 30 days?
40. Well, it's 40. Sometimes it's 40 plus, but the whole idea of Lent is 40 days. Yeah, but I did it once for Lent. It wasn't. This was probably towards the beginning of Instagram. I think this might have been even before Instagram. Remember before in the original, Instagram wasn't available to Android users. Remember? Instagram was only available for iPhone users. I think it was around then. So, you know, the engagement and all that, you know, wasn't as high or whatnot. But yeah, it felt good. The only thing for me is in terms of consuming news, especially sports stuff, Twitter is so fast and it's so reactive. Like I go on Twitter literally just to find out like what's going on with sports stuff. I don't really check.
That's your newspaper.
Up. Yeah, it's my newspaper. I get on in the morning. I kind of scroll through. I see what news are out there. But I think it's a good thing. I think everybody should do it if you're at a point where, you know, it's just too much and you know, you're just kind of having bad days consecutively. You know, take a break from social media. Just see what it does.
I mean, for me, I've thought about it so much where it's just like I just need to get off of the platform for a little bit, because it's like, yo, you'll scroll and scroll, you'll dive down these rabbit holes, you'll consume even like posts that you shouldn't even bother seeing. Period.
Yeah.
Is that me or is that you? Oh wow,
that's your Ring doorbell.
I like that.
Food delivery. E-Rock's not home.
Fucking Amazon. Sorry about that, guys. Well, no, that was my fault actually. So no, but like, you know, you'll consume content that you probably shouldn't even like, you know, I mean, there are certain profiles that I'll like run into and they're suggested because somebody sent me like, you know, a post of like someone getting beat up or something like that. Then all of a sudden you see the next 7 posts like that and you're like, all right, maybe that can't be good for my mental health at all.
Well, that specifically, but if someone sends you like a fucking funny video of like a puppy or something, and then your feed.
But sometimes those profiles will post like, you know, some fucked up videos.
No,
too.
For sure. But yeah, no, I mean, again, Instagram as a whole right now is just fucking
trash.
Shit. It's shit. It's completely shit. They, you know, the whole algorithm, the whole not putting stuff in chronological order. You just trying to scroll through and see the stuff that you follow and subscribe to, yet they're force feeding you all of this other bullshit. It's TikTok. It's horrible. I try to stay off Instagram as much as possible. Honestly, like in the last few weeks, I can honestly say I am not on there nowhere near as much. I might check it like in the morning. I might check it again like at nighttime, and that's it. You know, obviously, like if I'm out and about and I'm socializing or whatever, I might post some stuff. But yeah, man, like I don't get on there as much. I use Twitter a lot because, and I don't tweet a lot, but I just go on there just because I like to read stuff and you know, news articles or sports stuff and stuff like that. But
so you're trying to tell me that your DMs are dry right now?
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing exciting going on in there at all. It might be people commenting on like a post or something like that. Nah, that's dead ass, bro.
Super cap.
Dead ass. And I'm not saying that because I'm out here looking for sympathy messages or whatever.
You're not looking for sympathy messages, but I know you get messages. Come on,
yeah,
man.
I get messages, but
every
it's not
time
like
I post you, man, everyone's like, "Yo, what's up with your friend?" Hey, your friend can get it. Hello.
No, dry like the desert that we live in, my friend. Which actually hasn't been all that dry as of late. We've had these crazy like monsoons and flash flood warnings, casinos.
Too scared to get a car wash.
Yeah, there's no point in getting a car wash.
Like, like, I don't want to spend like, the money to get detailed, and then all of a sudden it just rains out of nowhere. Fucking out of nowhere.
There's no point right now. It's this crazy monsoon season type shit that we got going on where, the casinos are flooding, the freeways are flooding, underground tunnels, and like all kinds of crazy shit. You turn on the news and it's just like, you get these if you get, I don't know, like in the Bay Area, for example, or I guess anywhere, you get those Amber Alerts where your phone just goes crazy out of nowhere.
EMS alert. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Right. And the ones that they be getting for the flood alerts or the flash flooding, those will set you off. Those will set you off.
Those will bum you the fuck out.
Man, out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck? Like, it was just sunny out. And then you're like, oh shit. You open the window and you're like, oh damn, there's a storm rolling in.
And it fucking dumps as if like a hurricane is passing through the city. It's insane.
Well, it kind of is like a hurricane because the thing with the hurricane is that it's a mixture of the rain and the wind. And, Vegas already notoriously has crazy windstorms out here. So you mix that in with like this, super heavy rain downpour, and I'll tell you what, it's made my pool a fucking mess is what it's done. It's literally like you wake up
to pool dad life,
bro.
There he
is. Talk about pool problem. Then wake up the next morning and there's just like dirt like all throughout the pool. Luckily I got one of them little robot vacuum guys that goes in there and does business, but it's just like, man,
it's like an underwater Roomba.
Yeah, exactly. Right? That's exactly what it is. But yeah, man, that shit is it's just been crazy to deal with out here, man. But I don't know. What do you think? We talked about the mental health stuff. I think we should talk about this. We should jump into maybe the Kevin Gates thing.
Absolutely. Let's do that right now. Great conversation. He actually called me out about my mental health.
Okay.
And was like, hey, look, man, I know you're going through some stuff, man, because your body language is like, it's telling me one thing. And, I need you to take care of yourself, man.
He's like a shaman.
Bro, he is the real deal. He's intelligent, man, and very, very spiritually connected.
For sure.
I didn't expect that when I sat down with him. He's a great guy, great guy. Kevin Gates right here on the Hot Box podcast right now. E-Rock Box Kev, let's go. Big guest, man. I'm a big fan of this guy, man. This guy doesn't get tired. You know who he is, man. Kevin Gates is on the show with us. It's the basement. Kevin, what's good, my brother? How you feeling?
All is well, beloved. Look, say, give me some of that pre-work. I'm on my way about to go to the gym. Give me some of that mushroom pre-workout.
You're really big on wellness, I read, actually, right? Like,
I guess.
I mean, well, no, that's what people are saying. You know what I mean? So, obviously you're on the way to the gym, you keep yourself healthy and whatnot. Like, how important is that doing what you're doing?
Well, I like how I feel after going to the gym. And I love how I feel after going to the gym. And the reason I started, I guess, eating healthy, because I notice it gives me a better performance when I'm in the gym. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. It's like, to enjoy the fruits of your labor, how can you do that without your health being intact? You know what I'm saying?
Do me another favor. Bring me that sea moss. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gratitude.
There he is. Yo, it's been a while since we got a body of work from you, man. Why is that, and what you been up to?
I'm sorry. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. We good.
I was dealing with a lot. Like, I was dealing with a lot emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. And I had got off of Instagram for I'm not going to say Instagram because Instagram's been a great platform, but I got off of social media altogether like a year and a half. And I guess I was just working out, doing soul searching, I guess, so to say. And on my journey, it's just been beautiful because I was making comparisons to my life and other people's lives, and that was causing me depression.
Yeah.
And now I look at everything within its proper perspective. You put the water in there first? I got a gallon of water right here. Look.
I mean, that's important though, man. Like, you know, I mean, we're talking about wellness. Wellness isn't just physical, but it's mental also. And with music being so personal, like, you know, you got to be like, you know, you got to have your best foot forward, like, you know, to put your, just like you said, your best performance. Correct?
Yes, sir. And it got to a point where I had just got depressed. I mean, I was going through a very depressing time, I guess, like 2019 to all the way, I guess, to when I got back on social media, which was not that long ago. I was like really going through it. I was suffering.
And what were some things that, I mean, working out, one of the things that you helped, like, you know, battle that, you know, what were some other things that you did to kind of like, you know, get you to the place that you're in today?
Well, I had to get into something called emotional detoxing because we never learn how to emotionally detox. And it don't matter what you go through in life. It's tools that you can use that help you emotionally detox.
I mean, you're saying that people, I mean, and I'm learning myself here because I feel that this is very educational.
Forgive me for moving around so much.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. I'm just happy. I'm happy that we're talking, you know?
Yeah, I wish we could have did this in person because I was just up there.
In Vegas?
Oh, no, I wasn't in Vegas yesterday.
Yeah. I'm based out of Vegas, so that's why we're doing this, like, you know, through Zoom. So whenever you get out of here, you know, we could definitely, like, you know, do this, like, you know, in person, in real life. You know what I mean? So,
yes, sir. I was saying, not to get off subject about emotionally detox, and I really was saying, forgive me because I know I'm moving around a lot, but today I got to catch a flight, and the airport, it really give me like anxiety. So I like to work out before I go to the airport, work out and catch a shower. So my mind and my body be calm because the energy is so intense with everybody moving around.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
Nah, you know, I mean, with a lifestyle like yours, and especially like, you know, the profile that you have, and, you know, I mean, millions of people listen to your music, you know, it's definitely important to have, you know, some type of still, like, you know, in your life to where, like, you know, you can stay grounded and, like you said, like, you know, put your best foot forward and have, like, you know, that great performance, you know. So, but you know, I know I don't.
That's my me time. That's my me time. I put my phones on airplane mode when I lay down, and I just
zone out.
I just zone out and focus, and then then in the morning, as soon as I get up, I work out. I had a pretty late night last night. I was out late. I was out late.
You got to do it sometimes, man.
I was out till like 10 o'clock, maybe even 11. And that's super late for me because I go to bed like 7 p.m.
Wow. I mean, you know, it's important for people to hear this, man, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people like to hide, like, you know, whatever they're going through, or it's normalized to somewhat like man up and just not process it, you know. And even for me,
that's
like,
suppression.
You know,
that's suppression. And that's what I was going through. I was going through suppression. I spoke about this I was suppressing everything that I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke about this on the Mike Tyson interview. Like, I wanted to take my own life.
Man.
Maybe not, 2 years ago?
Well,
the first time I tried, I still got a bullet in the top of my head from the first time I tried. So, like I say, I just didn't stretch. But I tell everybody that like a lot of people really suffer in silence.
It's true.
So you never know what somebody be going through. Cause like I'm a big advocate of that. So I know, like, I have to take my me time. I have to work out. I have to do my yoga. That's what makes me feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then I could take on the rest of the day. It's nothing.
Well, I love
I've had a very, very traumatic past. I mean, and we all have, but like, I've had a very traumatic past. The world's a cruel place. Trust me.
Oh, dude, I definitely know that, man. I've been talking about that on Twitter the last couple days, you know, and even, like, you know, the other day, and I was saying that I called in sick the other day and I felt bad for it, you know, but I was going through some stuff and I had to process it. You know what I mean?
Sick. Your energy, listen, I can't make it today. My energy isn't in the right place.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to make this a habit, but I'm going to have to set up a system for me so that my energy can always be balanced. Like I know before I go to the airport, I need to have a window to where I could get there 2 hours early so I'm not rushing. I like to give myself a 2-hour window at the airport. So I know that I need time to go run. I need to at least stretch, maybe stretch for about 30 minutes to an hour. I need to run. If I don't do anything, I got to do cardio. I got to jog for at least 20 minutes and release.
This is important. Important.
And then as far as the emotional detoxing, I learned that through yoga. Like most of our emotions, we harbor in our hip and our stomachs.
This is great for me to hear, man, because I think I've needed to hear this. So
I thought yoga was for pussies when I first man, I'm not doing that stupid ass shit. But it's really been helpful to me. It really makes you feel good.
Thank you for inspiring me, because I know I've had a lot of people invite me to go do yoga and I haven't done it, just because it's very foreign to me in general. But, now that hearing it, from you and, and the things that you've been through and how you balance yourself, and especially with the lifestyle that you live and being around a lot of people, I think that's very important for me to hear. So I really want to thank you for this conversation. So,
yeah.
Let's talk about some other things, man. You let off a freestyle the other day where, we talked about this off there. You weren't shooting your shot. You were just telling the truth.
Yeah, I was telling the truth.
I mean, some notables you mentioned: Ruby Rose, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. It seems that Ruby had something to say about it. In a recent tweet that she said, Kevin Gates freaky as hell. What do you have to say about that?
I think she's beautiful.
She is.
What I'm supposed to she's a beautiful woman.
And then Love and Hip Hop wants to give you a show. What was that about? I seen that, that you did some response on the internet the other day, and I was like, okay, would you do it? Is that something that's in the cards? Is that something that you would even consider?
Not really, because I don't know if it would be in alignment with my energy. And to me, energy is worth more than money. There's no meager amount of money or opportunity that can make me sacrifice my energy.
And you got to protect that at all costs, man.
Yes, sir. I love my energy. I don't care how much it is. If it doesn't feel right, I'm not doing it. And I didn't even entertain the conversation.
Wow.
It's just something that just came across.
Well, a lot of these shows, they're kind of, they're very dramatic. You know what I'm saying? They like to put shit out there and, they poke at things to stay entertaining. You know what I mean? So, I agree with you. We might catch you on the wrong day, so.
We not trying to cause problems. We not looking for trouble.
We're trying to solve them.
We're not looking for problems. And we're not turning none down either, but we're not just going out looking for problems.
And these shows are, the culture is that,
I'm not, so. I don't know, because I've never even watched the show.
I mean, I know this. My mom
I'm in here with a TV right now that hasn't been on since I've been here. I don't even watch TV.
Dude, my mom is 60 years old, and believe it or not, she watches Love and Hip Hop like no tomorrow. I visit her every week.
Oh, so if I was on there, she'll be a fan of me.
Oh my God, yo.
I'm just saying, who don't love me? Everybody love me.
So yeah, my mom, so I know what these shows about, because I ask her, what is it exactly that's so entertaining? And she's like, well, there's just a lot going on. I'm like, all right. That's your thing, Mom. That's your thing.
My stylist used to be on there, but I never seen an episode with her on there. I just been knowing her for 12 years. I've been knowing JoJo for 12 years, and it was crazy that we had went to dinner.
Yeah, and
then we was walking in New York, and then somebody texted to me, and it was Kevin Gates' new boo. I was like, wow, I never said those things, but hey, I'll wear that jacket. I don't care.
So how do you deal with being who you are and how people around could just kind of misconstrue things, whether it's social media, whatever.
I say at the end,
or you just don't deal with it at all?
Nah, I'm gonna protect the people I love first and foremost, and that's it. Now, if it's outside of my control, it's outside of my control. But I'm gonna protect what I love. That's just how I'm coming. I'm built like that. I'm just built like that. I'm not worried about what the internet say about me, because guess what? I have the ability to detach. I mean something to the world outside of social media, because all I ever gave people was myself. I wasn't politically correct. I didn't do all that. I didn't try not to ruffle feathers. I told the truth, whether it hurt you or not. I didn't give a flying flippity flip.
I love that.
I live in my truth.
Yeah. And that's what's great about you, my man. And that's
like
why I'm a fan, you know?
The other time when we was on that, I was just really joking, but Love and Hip Hop do want to give me a show. And I was just joking about it. Like, even when I was like, hey, hurt people. You know what I'm saying? I'm destroyed on the inside right now. Stay away from me. You know, I was really joking, but at the same time, you know, however you take it, I don't care. Yeah. It's entertaining. I look at social media like a joke.
Why is that?
Because it's not real. It's a joke.
It is.
That's not how it really goes when you on the blacktop.
Yeah, no.
When you
all you see is the highlight reel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you put your feet on the blacktop, it's a whole different type of material. It's a whole nother texture.
That's true. It's very true, man. Like, I mean, I look at social media like, you know, the same way, you know, and some people will live and die by it. And I'm like, why? Like, you know, this is all a facade. This is all something that's like, you know, you're only going to see the highlight reel. You're not going to see the realness. You know what I mean?
It's fun. It's just fun.
Yeah.
You got to look at it like what it is, a game. It's just fun.
Yo, let's talk about the new album. The new album just came out, Casa. How you feeling about that right now?
Yeah, Casa.
Casa, sorry, man.
It's okay. Nah, it's okay. Hey, I don't judge. It's a beautiful, beautiful project. It's healing the world. It's healing the masses right now as we speak.
I mean, you got 19 tracks on this. That's amazing. 19.
Got even more about to come out.
Wow. I mean, yo, like, you're lucky if you get like, you know, 7, 8, 10 tracks. But yo, you are blessing your audience with 19 records.
Yeah.
Realness, rawness.
Yes, sir.
Classic Kevin Gates. You know what I'm saying?
Timeless music.
Absolutely, man. One of the records that really stood out to me the most, and I love this record, and I was told that you love this record as much as I do, which is you sampled the Gautier, somebody I used to know record in Truth Be Told.
Truth Be Told.
Yo, like, how did that?
You know I'm fly as hell.
Hey,
don't know no one of myself.
How did that record come together? Like, what?
You gotta catch your breath.
What was the thought process that like led you to be like, yo, I'm taking this and I'm making it this?
The beat came across my table from Mike Karen.
Okay. Shout out Mike Karen one time. That's my guy.
Over at APG.
Yeah.
And me and him, we got a crazy relationship. He like my best friend, but we just argued so much in the beginning because he was just challenging me. So we used to just argue about shit. And then we got to this level to where it's like, Kevin, I trust you. I'm like, you need to, because you sitting behind the desk guessing. And then we got that's my best friend though. That's my best friend.
You got a big club banger. How was it working with Juicy J on Thinking With My Dick? That shit is all over social media.
We did that song in 2013, 2012.
Wow, really?
And we released it. And thanks to hip hop and thanks to Barbosa, the song just like caught a new lifespan. Like people rediscovered that song.
That shit is all over the place right now. And like in every nightclub I do out here in Vegas, San Diego, Bay Area, LA, like, yo, that shit is that does its thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Juicy J, that's my brother.
Man,
like he's a real OG in this shit. Like,
absolutely.
If I got problems or anything that I encounter, I call him. Hey, what you think about this? He say, hold on, give me some pimping, man. I got you.
I realize that, you know, you don't really do too many features, if any. Why is that? There's not really a lot of features on this, you know, if any. I mean, I think Juicy J is pretty much the most notable on this.
It's no features on the album.
Yeah.
I I wanted to get some features. I mean, maybe they're too busy. Maybe they're too busy to put up with the likes of me. You know, I reached out to a few people, you know.
I mean, why wouldn't they want to?
I don't know. It's just how it goes. Maybe they're busy, you know.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Let's talk about the single intro. You gassing on that? Speaking some real shit.
Oh yes, sir. No question.
Speaking some real shit. How did that come together?
I was just went in there and I had to vent. I had to release that pressure.
Do you feel that, like, you know, everything that you've been through has been, like, you know, pretty much transcribed in this album in the last, like, you know, few years? Like, you know, have you been able to use that as your muse? Not everything. So you still got more to, like, you know, let out.
You could leave that. You could leave that belt off. You could leave that belt off. Say it again, Papa. Please forgive me.
No, you're good. You're good. You know, would you say that everything that you've been through in the last, like, you know, 2-3 years, you know, everything that we talked about in the beginning of this conversation, that it's that you've let a lot of that out, or most of it out, like, you know, through this album?
Nah, we got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Healing isn't something that just happens overnight.
Absolutely not.
It's a journey. So,
and there's no time constraints, nothing.
Just when you think you reached a great level, something else may happen to tear you back down, and you got to re-heal all over again. So it's just a continuous cycle.
And there's no rules to it too. So for somebody that's like watching this interview right now and they're going through something and they're trying to heal and they're trying to get to that place, there's no rules to this. This is a thing that you got to do on your terms, right?
Yeah, I'm helping people. And it's like, I constantly get tested. I'm talking about just when I be making so much great leeway, something else happens, bam, and try to pull me back in that rut, and I suck it up and I say, you know what? No, how can I look at this from a greater perspective? Because when I change my perspective, that's when miracles happen. So how can I look at this from a good perspective? Like, even to put that Super General song out, that shit hurt. It hurt me. It hurt because I had to relive it when I put it out. I don't even listen to it.
Wow.
It hurt. I'm talking about I do this, but I had to because there's so many people that's dying on the inside. There's so many people that since I put that song out, they just hit me. They like, man, thank you. Like, thank you. Like, I can't stop playing that song. Thank you. I love you.
That's
you saved my life. So like I say, it's beautiful because I'm helping people with the way that I deal with my situations.
If there's anything that you want to let somebody know that's going through something right now, and you're talking to them directly, not even me, but if there's any words that you want to leave people with, what would those words be for somebody that's going through something, that things will be okay at the end of the day?
When you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. So instead of getting mad, because I used to get mad, I'm talking about fly off the handle, I ain't got no understanding. Now I look at it like, what can I learn from this situation? What can I learn? What can I take from this situation that's going to make me better? And then I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to put it back into my hustle. I'm going to redirect that energy into my hustle.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Gates. You want to let them know about the album that's out right now, man? Let them know real quick.
The Casa album just came out. It's very healing if you give yourself an opportunity to heal and listen to the album. If you want to get it, go get it. If your heart tell you don't go get it, please don't go get it. I still love you. I don't care that much.
I'll tell you this right now. I think everybody should get it because I got to listen to this all this morning. I got to hear a lot of great, just like, you know, I got to hear your soul.
Yeah, feel like my city want me dead. My mama say I got a black cloud over my head.
You know, like your soul really.
No surrender, no retreat. That's how we play. I promise I won't never back down until I'm dead. Where the love back? Fell in love, they don't love back.
telling you, man, your soul cuts through this album, man. And you know, like I said, I've been a big fan for quite some time. We've done some shows together, like, you know, whether they're in San Diego, we got to do one in Vegas. Like, you know, I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. You know, but
took a
like,
trip out to San Diego, put the Corvette in the fast lane.
you see what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Yeah.
but I'm happy we had this conversation.
I got a nigga from Champaign who want to fuck with the campaign. I took a trip out to San Diego, put the Corvette in the fast lane.
It's my guy right there, Kevin Gates, in the building. Let's go. It's Real 92.3. Yo,
I want to tell you something. Before we get off the phone.
Of course, man. I'm here.
I don't know why I'm telling you this right now. I don't care about the audience. You can leave this in or not. I appreciate your soul and your spirit and your energy, brother. Like,
likewise,
I can see,
man.
I can see that you got a lot of weight on you right now.
I do.
I'm just looking at your shoulders. Like our shoulders, we hold tension on. Most people don't know this. Most emotions are harbored in the body. And just looking at your shoulders, I can tell that you got a lot of weight on you, but you're pushing through. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate your energy and I love you. Thank you.
Man, hey, being one of your biggest fans. I'll tell you this right now. Being one of your biggest fans.
Hey, you know what?
That means the world to me.
You should go back to San Diego and get in the water. It's very healing.
I've never done that. I've actually never left Gaslamp every time I go there. So I need to leave downtown and go to the beach.
Mother Ocean, just get in the water. Hey, I swear it's very, very healing.
Nah, I need to do that. Yo, Kevin, thank you so much.
In the water.
I'm definitely gonna do it. Now I'm a beach guy, so in general. So I was actually, before this conversation, I was telling my significant other, I was like, yo, I got to be by the water like sometime soon, just because, like you said, like I have been going through a few things, you know, a lot of things, you know, and I've been very open about it. You know what I mean?
I can see it, but we all do. That's the beautiful thing about it. We all do, and because I've been through so much pain, I can identify it when I see it. Like it's a lot of good people out here that's just going through shit, and we don't know how to release it. But
and that's why I said, I really appreciate this conversation, because these are things that I needed to hear. You know what I mean? These are all affirmations that I feel like you're a messenger right now.
And another thing, like when I used to just focus on social media, you know, you only see the negative things about you. So when I was on there, it made me feel like, man, don't nobody love me. Don't nobody care about me. Everybody got something negative to say about me. And I developed that mindset. And then when I got off social media and started just being in the streets and going back doing things, like getting out and engaging with the world, I was like, man, everybody love me. Like, I mean a lot to a lot of people.
It's true. It's very true.
Like somebody told me, man, it was a blessing just to see you. People walk up to me and hug me, show me slices on their wrist. They say, you saved my life.
Man.
I don't like, it's beautiful. Like, I mean something to the world. So now I look at the internet like it's a joke. I don't care.
Great perspective, man.
I'm teaching people how to not take it serious, like without saying it.
No, for sure. And that's important, man. It's very important, because people get very caught up, like, you know, in what they see, and what they see ain't what it's supposed to be. POST, straight up. You know what I mean?
Nah. But it's really ingenious, because you'll pay more attention to something negative about yourself than you would to something positive. It could be 100 positive comments, but you will zone in on that one negative thing.
Yeah, I don't know why we do that. I don't know why I've done that. It's crazy.
Because we've been trained to, we're so low vibrational that we've been like almost conditioned by just the things that we went through in our lives to see the bad instead of seeing the good. And it's also about how we feel about ourselves. We don't really love ourselves like we're supposed to.
It's true. It's true. But hey, I know you got a busy day. I know you got to work out. You got to get your routine going before you get on this plane. You know, I get a lot of anxiety when I get on planes and all that, man. So, you know, I think I need to start I'm taking lessons from you right now, man. So, you know, thank you so much for being on the show, man. Kevin Gates in the building, LA, it's Real 92.3. Let's go. E-Rock is here. It's the basement.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that was deep, man. I mean, he called me out.
He's got a lot to say.
Stopped the interview, and he was like, "Yo, man, I don't know if you want to leave this in,
right?
But I could tell you're going through some stuff." And I was actually in a very toxic environment at the time.
Yep.
I just got laid off from a
corporate America.
from corporate America, from a consulting gig that I had for quite some time, and I was actually stressing about it, losing a lot of sleep, like leading to that day. It just so happened, like, before I even decided to, like, resign, that I got laid off, but another day, another conversation. But yeah, I was definitely stressed out. I was tense. My mental health wasn't up to par. I had just moved in a new house, and I was even stressing on even keeping the energy clean in my house. Like, not bringing those like problems back home. You know what I mean? So, but shout out to Kevin Gates, man. He was definitely a great conversation, and really that moment that we saw right there put me on notice. Like, I probably should do a little bit more for myself, which I have been.
Right.
I haven't set an alarm to wake up early in the last month and a half.
That's good, but also that could just be considered lazy. Period.
Hey, but you know what? I earned this month and a half.
No, but you should, because a lot about mental health is also physical health.
Yeah.
And if you're used to getting up at a certain time anyway, so maybe stick to that routine. Get up early and work out, or whatever you do. Read a book, whatever, do something that you normally would be consuming emails or on phone calls or whatever. Yeah. Spend that time, doing something for you,
I think I'm rebuilding that routine as we speak. I stopped eating like an asshole. I swear to God. Go to my fridge. Shout out to Foodie Fit one time.
Okay, maybe
I've got a code for you guys to use if you need a discount.
Well, there you go. Why don't you hand that out, man?
Nah. DM me. I got you. Okay,
right,
but
there you go.
But my diet's been clean.
I'm pretty sure you guys was just out this past weekend.
Yeah, but it's balanced. It's like one day versus 6 days of hard work of just literally building my physical and mental health back.
That's important, man.
A lot of rest, eating clean. Let's see. Did I eat? I ate a little bad, but nothing close.
In moderation.
Nothing close to what you're used to seeing.
Right, and where you're going to Tacos El Gordo 4 days in a row.
Nah. Yeah, that doesn't happen no more. But I think I'm rebuilding that whole aspect of my routine again, just because of the fact that I spent years. I mean, if you just look at my touring schedule, 14, 15 years on a plane.
Yeah, no, it's a lot harder to eat healthy when you're not home, when you're not in your little bubble. You know what I mean? Especially for me, I spent a lot of time on the road myself for work, and I remember specifically, back to intern days, and everybody at the station comes in skinny, and then. Within like a couple years, all the interns didn't put on 15, 20 pounds.
Chico's Pizza, man.
Man, it's when you're interning, you're not making no money, and you're out in the van for 8-12 hours a day, and you're jumping between shift to shift. You only got time to go grab fast food or whatever. It's very hard to eat healthy in those environments. But yeah, man, not being home specifically makes everything difficult, especially when you're traveling, right? Yeah. You're traveling, you're in a new city. You're not there all that often, or maybe it's your first time there. It's like, how do I go to Chipotle and get like a lettuce bowl when I'm in?
Oh, I do it now.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I have my moments. I think it depends on like where I'm traveling to.
For me, I know that I'm gonna get on a plane like at 6 a.m. in the morning now, so I limit the amount that I drink now. That is why are you giving me that fucking look right now?
There's no look. See,
bro, this guy is. I can see him judging me right now. You have no idea.
I'm observing. That's all. I'm taking in what you're saying, and I'm processing.
And you're processing.
Yeah.
And I just want to see what you spit out after this. See,
well, you to spit out. You need to spit out all that alcohol. Is what you need to do.
Nah. So I've scaled that back at the same time, like just what I eat, and I've tried to really just kind of get it all back together, because back to what we were saying in the beginning of the conversation, man, it's just the physical aspect has a lot to do with your mental health, right, man. Sure. Being ran down and tired and having to push through certain things, dealing with people with no rest, dude, that shit was beating me the fuck up, man.
It will consume you for sure.
So that's why I took a month and a half. I was like, I'm not going to set an alarm for anything. I'm just gonna be free.
Just gonna live your life.
I'm gonna live my life. You know, obviously, like, you know, I've got my shows on the weekend. That's all I'm paying attention to right now. My radio show, this podcast. That's enough.
Your gigs.
I'm good, man. Yeah, good.
Right.
I'm good. You know,
that's amazing, man. Well, I hope you stay on that path, bro. I really do. You know, that's you know.
You have to tell me you love me now.
I love you.
There you go.
There you go.
I love you too, bro.
Yeah, peace. I mean, but
clip that.
But nah, man. Like, you know, like we kind of talked about in the beginning, it's been a interesting last, you know, kind of week or two in terms of what's being talked about in the news and what's topical these days. Obviously, we would love to have more, you know, pop culture things and references to talk about, because we know that that's what, you know, people are interested in outside of, you know, all of the stuff that like we choose to avoid. So, you know, we still got a lot more coming. There's still a lot of things to do. We still got a lot of guests that we have on the calendar that you guys are going to be really excited to check out. So big shout out to everybody that's subscribed recently. I know, like you mentioned, our
a lot, man.
Our YouTube subscribers went crazy after the last NFT episode. I still don't get it. Watch the whole episode. Still don't get NFTs. Probably never will. But we appreciate all the new people that are kind of coming on board and checking us out. Make sure you do that. Like, subscribe, comment. On the YouTube, the Spotify, Apple iTunes, everywhere that you consume podcasts. Myself, DJ E-Rock, we're going to continue to try to drive content for you guys. And if you guys have stuff that is on your mind and you want to share it with us, or want to know like what our thoughts are about, and we've talked about the Twitch Live. We're still planning on doing that.
Still planning on doing that.
We got to just figure out the logistics and the timing of everything. But we would love to kind of do this like in a live setting where you guys can comment and we can interact with you guys live. So make sure you're following DJ E-Rock's Twitch page. That way you know, turn on the follow notifications. That way you know whenever that does happen. Obviously, we'll announce it through our social media and whatnot, which is kind of an oxymoron now that we're talking about mental health and social media, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, stay connected, stay downloading, stay commenting, liking, subscribing, and I guess we'll see you next week, huh?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We didn't talk about my new record that I'm coming out with.
Oh, teaser. Look at that.
A little teaser, man. If you go to my Instagram right now.
Oh, shit.
Dropping a new record with T-Pain. Shout out my little brother Mario E. I don't know if you ever met Mario E.
I don't think I have.
So Mario E. actually, the story, quick story real quick.
Yeah.
He was the opener DJ at Temple for years.
Wow.
Hired him, you know, groomed him, this and that. You know, used to open up for all the big acts. You know, we go through a pandemic. He teaches himself, self-taught
Production. Nice.
Dance music.
That's what's up.
He calls me. He said, yo, I just moved to Vegas. I want to play you some stuff. You know, at first I'm like, all right, I hear this all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm on the radio. People want to, like, you know, play me records all the time.
Yep.
I mean, you know how it is, you know?
I used to, not no more. But yeah. It's been a long time.
So what happens is that, you know, he sends me a couple records and I'm like, you know, listening to them like at home and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it sounds like Zed produced these things. Huh. It sounded like Griffin produced these things. All big, like, you know, dance music artists.
Yeah, sure. Take your word for it.
Yeah. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Right?
I know who Zed is. I've heard Zed before.
So I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? Like, this guy is like, he's phenomenal.
Killing it.
You know, I had this record I was sitting on with T-Pain. I've been sitting on 4 T-Pain acapellas for like 10 years.
Nice.
10 years. I actually have one of him doing country grammar.
Wow.
He redid country grammar.
That's fire.
It's in my phone right now. I'll play it for you after.
Okay.
So I sent him an acapella. I was like, hey, look, we've been trying to put this record out for a long time. You know, if you want to take a stab at it, let me know. You know, I'll help you. I'll kind of help you by executive producing, like, you know, the record and point you in the right direction.
Hit that one knob like boop. Executive producer credit.
Hey, I was the Diddy on the record. I have no problem saying. I have no problem claiming that role. You know,
right?
So you know, he sends me a version, and I'm like, holy fuck, this shit is insane. And then we just constantly evolve this version for the last year, and I feel like we're finally in a place where it's aligning with, like, you know, with all the things you're hearing from Drake, all the things you're hearing from Beyonce, you know, and I'm like, all right. You know, this might be the time where we drop this record. So September 2nd.
Okay, official announcement, people. September 2nd.
That is when you can actually get the record. You can buy it. You know, you can stream it, whatever. September 2nd. If you go to my Instagram, there's a little snippet up there right now. It's at DJ E-Rock. You know, we're probably going to.
What is the name of the record?
Oh, yeah. Check out.
check out.
Isn't that crazy? I interview people for a living and ask them like, "Hey, when's your album coming out?" This and that.
And you just
Tell me
forget
more.
the-
And I
forget
can't
all the
even
important
streamline
details.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pitch my own fucking record.
There you go. Well, September 2nd, DJ E-Rock's brand new record featuring T-Pain called Checkout will be available on all streaming platforms wherever you consume your music. Make sure you go check it out. If you want to hear a snippet of it, make sure you go hit his Instagram at DJ E-Rock. Follow the podcast at the hotbox_podcast. Myself at Box Kev. And like I said, other than that, we'll see y'all next week. Go check out the record.